Hi, Kapun Piso here. Big cat, which means brain is creating thought. Many people don't realize something that is so essential and so true and so factual. We create thoughts and the mind with our brains. The brains are a product of evolution. The planet Earth, an insignificant speck in the universe, in the immense universe, 4.5 billion years old. And of course, everything evolved. And here we are, created, evolved, mutated primates. That's what we are. No question about it. There's DNA. Anybody believe in imaginary friends like the schizophrenics, the dim-witted, like people that are religious? They have belief because they have nothing else. They're insecure, and they're uneducated and ignorant, and probably have defective genes. They believe in imaginary friends, and that's a form of retardation because they're still they're stuck in the Middle Ages, way back in the past. How many gods are there? Christ is not the only one, or the Tooth Fairy is not the only one. Allah, Jehovah, Zeus, Odin, Manitou, and the rest, they're all product of the brain. We create God with our brains. And there's many, many religious texts, hundreds of them, and that's actually a fact. They're all fairy tales and delusions produced by malfunctioning brains. Uneducated, and sometimes when they are educated means, and they still believe in imaginary friends like God and deist and all that, they're simply they're retarded because they're stuck in the Middle Ages and past. This time of the year, Christians celebrate Christmas, the Jews Hanukkah, and the Muslims the Ramadan and the Hajj. Well, all of them have their roots in the ancient festival of the Saturnalia. The Roman Empire was immense. Vast number of religions, extremely tolerant, scientists, brilliant people. We owe everything to the Roman Empire. There was the Mediterranean Sea, they call them Mare Nostrum, our sea. The religion came from there. Judaism originated in the Roman Empire, and eventually all the other religions too. Christianity, of course. Christianity means the follower of a Christus, which is an anointed person. The anointed person began with the son of Venus, Gaius Julius Caesar. Christ anointed Julius Caesar, the sacrifice, Lord and Savior, loved by the Jews. A comet appeared during his funeral games in July 44 BCE, and that comet gave rise to, it was like a star, and gave rise to the Star of Bethlehem, the Star of David, and the Star of this Islamic star. The majority of the Muslim nations have a moon, a crescent, and a star in their flags. That's where the whole thing comes from. Everything comes from. In the Roman Empire, the Saturnalia began. It was the festival of Saturn, the god of time. Is equivalent to Cronus in Greek mythology, and began the 17th of December to the 25th 25th, when it was the birth of the sun god, the light, represented by a baby. He was placed, a baby that was the god that it raised from the fields, creating everything, with his penis that was from the god Atun in Egyptian mythology. The milk fluid of his penis and the lady's breast milk created everything. The rays of the sun are like penises fertilizing the earth. The baby was placed in a temple of Saturn, which was also the treasury. Temples were treasury because people gave money to the gods and gold. The temple of Athena Parthenos in the Parthenon, it was a treasury place. That's where they held all the gold. They do that today. Catholic Church, the people give money to them, and that's what the temple of Saturn. And you can see that at the Forum today. It was called the Aerarium, which was where the treasure was held. The god Saturn was represented by a baby on a bed of fruits, an altar, with candles of the Vestal Virgins, which the candles were a menorah. That's where the Jews get the idea from, because it's a offshoot of the cult of Divus Julius. And they have the 7 lights for the 7 gods of the Roman Empire, which were worshipped at the Pantheon. 7 gods were Monday, day of the moon; Tuesday, day of Mars; Wednesday, day of Mercury; Thursday, day of Jupiter Optimus Maximus. He had many, many manifestations. Friday, the day of the mother of God, Venus, Venus Genetrix, the life giver, with her breast milk and everything. And we have Saturn, day of Saturn, Sabbath, and we have, of course, Sunday, the day of Apollo, the day of Apollo. During the Saturnalia, went to a temple of Saturn, worship the baby, and you kiss his penis, his pee-pee. That's what you kiss. What will happen today? They kiss baby Jesus, which is the equivalent, and kiss his penis. They arrest people. But that's what it was in long time ago. And people exchanged gifts to babies, to kids, to children. Masters and slaves changed clothing, and then they got a man that was a condemned to death person, and they volunteered because he was going to be treated like a king, the king of the Saturnalia. And this is equivalent to Santa Claus, basically. But guess what happened? The 25th of December, this man that was in death row, that volunteered, that giving all kind of pleasure, the 25th, he was going to be sacrificed. He was going to be sacrificed, executed, and his blood spilled, and his soul would become a messenger to the gods and fly into heaven. It's just like if you take Santa Claus today and you sacrifice him, and it goes to heaven to talk to God and give him all your messages. Exactly. Your messages. People ask for wishes to the king of the Saturnalia to take to God, like kids as Santa Claus. During the Saturnalia, the Romans will be producing cakes and honey and different things to the gods, exchanging clothes, merriment. And that's what the Catholic Church, it was 9 days, from the 17th to the 25th. That's where the Catholic Church comes with the novenas, the 9 days of Christmas. That's where it originated from. And the sweet candies. And they used to wear a red cap called the Pileus. That's the club of Santa Claus. And they also had a sacred palm tree that was decorated. It didn't really come from the Celts or the Celts. No, it was actually in the Roman tradition, the sacred palm tree that was worshipped and venerated and put gifts from the gods, like in the temple, of gold to decorate the tree. With menorahs in the table of the sacred presence. And that's an altar where you do the sacrifices. Vamos say, Io Saturnalia, Io Saturnalia, Io Saturnalia, and a happy New Year 2762 AUC Ab Urbe Condita. Abundant health to you all.